In the equity quadrant today, a positive day for all four futures indices, but the Russell was today's outperformer, spending very little time in negative territory today. As a matter of fact, it led all day long. Even when it turned negative, it was the least negative of the four indices, and it led the other three indices to positive finishes on the day. Again, very little time in negative territory. On the downside, 22.43.90, that was only down about 0.4%. A little bit more than that, 44 basis points. But on the upside, 22.79.90 for that December Russell futures contract, up 1.15%. And we finished the day right around up 0.75% at about 22.71 and change. Now, the JOLTS jobs opening data came out today, and it was actually a pretty dramatic move higher. It rebounded to historic highs in October. Open positions in the U.S. rose to 11 million from 10.4 million the prior month. Analysts expected openings to climb to 10.5 million. That means October's figure was just shy of the all-time record of 11.1 million openings. That was from July. This particular number, second best on record for the JOLTS jobs openings. Now that's a good sign for inflation, and inflation, despite what people may think, has actually been correlated to strong equity markets typically for most of the time. If the Fed tightens too aggressively into that market, it might slow the rally down. But certainly this could be called another reopening trade after we got good news on the vaccines and their relation to Omicron, the Omicron variant of COVID-19, as well as an overall rate rise, which doesn't really hurt the Russell 2000 as much as it might an index like the NASDAQ, which suffered through most of the day, but did end up on the positive side of things today. Now, also, you had the curve steepening, which again represented a little bit more aggressive Fed because the short end did rise a little bit today. If you look at the 5-year, 121 yesterday, 127 today, a little bit lower on the 2-year, but it took a dramatic turn to the steepening side of things, which again is promoting economic growth rather than a slowdown driven by potentially higher rates on the short end. We had the 2-year, 10-year go from 78 to 84 basis points, the 2-year, 30-year from 110 to 121, and the 5-year, 30-year go from 54 to 62, and that was all in one day.